we're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oil.
Love.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Hagerman High School. As we kick off the 25-26 high school football season, it is a beautiful day here in the Hagerman Valley, and we're glad to have you with us on IdahoSports.com. My name is Scott Burton, and I'm joined by Dallin Fryer, and for the very first time at Idaho Sports, Tyson Chapman. Welcome, fellas, and I tell you what, I know you're like me. This is Christmas Day when football starts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, having to wait one extra day was even tough for me. I saw all of our colleagues broadcasting games yesterday on Friday night, and I mean, I don't normally get into Saturday afternoon football, but I'm here today, and I love it.
Well, there's no better place than Hagerman High School. We broadcast here many, many times, and you know, you talk about small town football. This is where it's at, and we've got two of the better teams in the 8-man ranks duking it out today. It's the home team, the Hagerman Pirates, under head coach Bill Hicks, and the Logos Knights under fifth-year coach Nick Holloway. And both of these teams, Tyson, they can make a run deep into the state playoffs this year.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you look at both of these teams, and let's start with the visitors on the scoreboard. The Logos Knights, this is a team out of the White Pine League that has to battle Kendrick every year. And we know Kendrick this year is going for their 5th title in a row. They had an easy one last night as they took care of Butte County, shut them out like 75,000 to nothing.
That's an understatement.
It is, but that may not be indicative of how good Kendrick is or how bad they are, because you know, you look at these teams, they have lost people. Kendrick really lost people. But let's talk about Logos. Logos is a team that has had Kendrick's number in the regular season but can't get over the hump when it comes to the playoffs. And for this Knight team, you know, they are led by quarterback, used to be running back, Baxter Covington, because Seamus Wilson is gone. He was the guy that pretty much the straw that stirred the drink for the Knights last season, and so they had to take Baxter Covington, the junior, from the running back position and convert him into the quarterback this year. So we'll see how that goes and how the Knights deal with the loss of all 4 all-state players, including Ben Carlson at linebacker, Lucius Comas at tight end, Gunnar Holloway at center and linebacker, and then, of course, Seamus Wilson, the quarterback. So we'll see what Logos has in the cupboard this year to make another run. Meanwhile, for the Hagerman Pirates, you're returning Maven Camp. Wyatt Maven Camp, the player of the year last year, arguably one of the best quarterbacks at any level last year. In fact, threw for over 3,000 yards and 49 touchdown passes. He led in those categories above anybody in any category. But the thing is, who is he going to throw to this year? Because gone is Kai Kendall. Gone is Seamus Merrill. Gone is Martin Gonzalez. Who is he going to throw to? That is the big question that they're going to have to face today as they take on Logos.
Yeah, and I loved a quote from Coach Bill Hicks saying we're expecting a lot of improvement from our inexperienced receivers and DBs. He shouted out Cameron Clossy, Jay Slevitt, and Xander Senarusa as well as names to watch. But Maven Camp, I mean, I think of like the Chicago Bears. They haven't had a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards in 2 decades. And in a 9-game, 10-game season, Wyatt Maven Camp throws for 3,000 yards. I think he'll find a way to make it work today.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really interesting because Hagerman is a team that just spreads it out, lights it up, throws it down the field, gets their playmakers in space. But now they've got to figure out who those playmakers are. And, you know, this is the final run for Hagerman head coach Bill Hicks as he is planning to hang it up here at the end of this season. He's a guy that has been around a very, very long time with various schools, including Burley High School, Canyon Ridge High School, Hagerman High School. And, we wish him the best of luck as he enters his final season in his illustrious coaching career. Well, Tyson, you're no stranger to small-town football. Shown, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yep. 8-man.
There is nothing like 8-man football versus 11-man football. I love the 8-man game.
Exactly, yeah. I think comes down to speed. 8-man is awesome for the speed and open field. Get a few speedsters, get a kid with a good arm like Maven Camp, and things can open up for you and do a lot of good things.
And it's a lot of fun to call just because there's so much space, so much action that sometimes it turns into a video game where it's like up and down the field we go. And I don't see this one being any different. So we are just about ready for kickoff here. It looks like the Hagerman Pirates will be kicking it off to get things started. And Logos will be on the return. As you can see on your screen, the Hagerman Pirates in their all black jerseys with orange numbers, and then Logos out of Moscow, Idaho, making the long trip in their white tops and blue pants. So, boy, gorgeous day here for football. Like you said, we got it kicked off down last night with a bevy of games. And once this season starts, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, it just flies I look at the schedule every single week, where I'm going to be for a broadcast, and I feel like if I don't have a week on, suddenly it's like 3 weeks just flew by suddenly.
Well, it looks like we are ready to go. Back to receive for Logos is Ace Greaser. And handling the kicking duties for Hagerman is Jonah Knapp. And we are underway here at Hagerman High School. Picking it up is Greaser at about the 10-yard line, cuts it back to the middle, breaks one arm tackle out across the 30, and spun down at the 35, making the tackle for Hagerman, the kicker, Jonah Knapp.
Yeah, Xander Senarusa also there making first contact. I think they got their first nerves out on that play as well. Nothing like the start of the season. In the first play, it's not for play from scrimmage, but you never know what can happen, like you said, in 8-man football with speed. A kickoff return happens very often as well.
Well, here we go. Our first look at the new quarterback for Logos, Baxter Covington. And Covington will work out of the gun. And that'll be Mallory flanked to his left. Man in motion. That is Greaser, and we've got flags before the snap. And it looks like it's going to be an offsides call against Hagerman. And they're talking about it now, so we'll see what they decide here. But, yep, it is a false start.
For first game of the season is where the penalty count will be.
Covington out of the gun. Mallory to his left. Greaser in motion. Hand off, Mallory, right side, nice hole out across the 35 to about the 36 or 37. Give him 7 yards on the carry. It'll be second down and about 8.
I was going to shout out the block by number 24 on Logos, but not on the roster.
Call him Phil.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Second down and 8 for Logos as they break the huddle quickly. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Empty backfield for Covington. Direct snap. Covington takes it himself and ankle tackled just as he crosses the 40-yard line. Shy of the first down. It'll bring up third down and about a long 3 or 4. We'll call it 3rd and 4 for the Knights.
And I know Covington was a running back last year, but if I just looked at him and I didn't see number 21 back there, he looks like a quarterback. Got the build, got the stance. Looks comfortable back there early.
Third down and 4 for the Knights. Greaser in motion, and he will take The handoff cuts it back and gets the first down up to about the 48-yard line. Sticks move, and Logos 1st and 10.
Yeah, on the tackle, Anthony Rebon preventing the big play, but first down nonetheless for Logos.
Line of scrimmage, the 49-yard line. Opening drive just underway here at Hagerman High School. Greaser in motion, handoff Mallory, big hole. Mallory with a lot of room inside the 40 of Hagerman. Pickup of 12 and another first down for Logos on this opening drive.
Yeah, great hole by the offensive line there.
Well, and that's the thing about 8-man football. There is no second wave of defenders coming at you. You get through and you make one man miss, you're off to the house.
Yeah, Mallory looking really comfortable in the backfield early.
Steady diet of running plays to open for Logos. And we'll do it again. Option. And that's going to be Sensing. And he's knocked out of bounds shy of the 30, and that's also shy of the first down. Line of scrimmage to the 31, but a nice gain. It'll bring up second down and a long 2. Second down and 2. 4 receivers in the formation, 2 to the right, 2 to the left for Covington. And a whistle and a false start against Logos. That's Ace Greaser on the far side.
Flag on the play, illegal procedure against the match.
Same formation after the 5-yard penalty. It's second down. And Covington will take the football and lower the shoulder and dish out a little punishment of his own as he's inside the 30. And that should be enough for a Logos first down, and it is.
And even though he got whipped on the play, Xander Senarusa still gets credit for the tackle.
On first down, handoff right up the middle. Under 8 minutes to play here in the opening quarter, scoreless. And now Logos in that spread formation. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Empty backfield for Covington. And right up the middle goes Covington. Good chip block on the outside. And Covington inside the 15. And that is going to be another first down for Logos. They are moving the football here on this opening drive.
Yeah, lots of clock and a steady diet of run, like you said earlier.
Seven minutes to go, clock moving here. Opening quarter, opening drive. Logos first down at the Hagerman 14-yard line. Handoff right side, that's going to be Sundley again, getting a little bit of work here on the last few plays. And he takes it inside the 10 to about the 9. It'll be second down, gain of close to 5 on the play.
Yeah, and Jonah Knapp, I think he has 3 or 4 tackles on this drive, but all of them, in the second level, and that's what's still bringing the yardage. Still making stops, but maybe getting there a little sooner.
Yeah, and every play so far has been on the ground, nothing in the air for Logos on this drive. Covington again, empty backfield, 4 receivers in the formation. And right up the middle goes Covington. He breaks out of one tackle, but unable to escape Adam Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson, first time he's been able to break through, and shortest gain of the night for the afternoon for the Knights.
And it'll bring up third down. Third down and about 2, then a yard for Logos.
I think Hagerman started hearing you guys, stepping up and getting closer to the line of scrimmage, getting stops.
And this would be a huge stop for the Pirates as Logos is inside the 10, line of scrimmage, the 6. The fourth down handoff and bounce to the outside as Mallory to the end zone. Touchdown. On fourth down, Honor Mallory breaks out of a tackle at the line of scrimmage, bounces to the outside, and gets the Logos Knights on the board first at the 4:30 mark here in the first quarter.
Looked like a trap play as the Hagerman lineman, I didn't see who it was, but he popped through the line and got lit up right as the ball carrier was coming through.
And the Knights are going to go for 2. And Covington looks to throw for the first time, drops it, picks it up, and now it's just schoolyard ball. Throws it to the corner. Our first score, Mallory a 6-yard run, and Logos leads 6-0. We'll take a break and be right back after this.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Welcome back to Hagerman High School. Scott Burton alongside Dallin Fryer and Tyson Chapman on a gorgeous afternoon here at Hagerman High School. And at the 4:30 mark of the opening quarter, Logos with the on the drive. All on the ground. Capped off by an Honor Mallory 6-yard touchdown run. And now the Knights will kick it to Hagerman, and we'll get our first look at the Hagerman offense. Finn McCool up for the Best Name Award. Gets a leg into it and scooped up at about the 13-yard line. And nowhere to go for Santa Rosa.
Yeah, Santa Rosa ran into his own guy there. Maybe prevented a few extra yards there.
Well, here we go. We're going to get a look now at Wyatt Mavenkamp and what kind of weapons he's going to have surrounding him.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if we'll see as many throws early on, or if the run game will get established. He did have 63 carries last year, averaged 5.1 per carry.
Well, he's going to be asked to do a whole lot more this year with the departure of Kendall and company. So we'll start with 4 receivers in the formation and a penalty flag. And that's going to be a false start on Hagerman. So 1st and 15 for the Pirates.
But there's one thing the Pirates can say, though. They just saw Logos do the same thing and march down and score.
You've got enough firepower on both sides of the football to overcome penalties. Not that they're okay, but swing pass out onto the right flat. Tackle broken, and it's cut out there by number 21, Kaysen Knight. Kaysen Knight across midfield. Is anybody going to catch him? No. First play from scrimmage. Hagerman hits pay dirt. Kaysen Knight, 80 yards on the first offensive play, and that is how Mavencamp racks up 3,000 yards per season.
Yeah, and talking to one of the assistant coaches before the game, they said, you'll be saying Kaysen Knight's name a lot today. And they were right immediately. 80 yards to the house.
And the Knights will go for two. Boy, that's a tush push if I've seen it. A little tush push from the Knights. And the two-point conversion is good. And all it took was one play for the Knights to get the lead back at the 4:06 mark. Hagerman on top 8-6. We'll step away and be right back to Hagerman High School after this.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
Right back here at Hagerman High School, alongside Dallin Fryer and Tyson Chapman. My name is Scott Burton, live on IdahoSports.com. The 2025-26 football season officially underway as of last night. And, boy, we've got a quick start to this one. A long drive by Logos to open the game, but then one play from Hagerman to get that lead back 8-6, 4:06 to go here in the opening quarter. And Knapp with the leg into it. Schaefer and a penalty flag. Schaefer run out of bounds shy of the 30-yard line.
I think it's going to be a face mask there, it looked like.
I'll see what they call here. It looks like they're going to mark it off against Logos. Maybe a block in the back, and that's what it is. You know, you can see already just out of one possession, Tyson, the differences in the offensive styles of play. Logos is going to just ground and pound, and they are going to chew clock, and 3 yards in a cloud of dust, they're going to put it on the ground, and Mavencamp and company, they're going to strike quickly.
No, you're exactly right. Yeah, you saw that last possession. And I think Logos is going to do the same exact thing, just ground and pound. And then as the game goes on, just watch Mavencamp use that arm.
The pass out in the flat, complete to Sensing on. That's the first passing play that we've seen out of Logos. Had a big hit coming in from Adam Nelson for Hagerman, but not after 9 yards on first down.
Yeah, Nelson making an impact the last several plays, even though Logos did score, but he's really been the difference maker in stopping these 4 to 5 yard plays rather than 1 to 2 yard plays, and even comes out into the pass game there to make a stop.
Breaking out of a couple of tackles is Covington, or beg your pardon, and then he tossed it to his open man on the pitch, and that is going to be number 15. Sensing, you know, and that's the other thing you get in 8-man football is you get a lot of kind of schoolyard plays, run to the trash can, button hook at the Subaru, whatever, and that's what you get. And that play was a perfect example as Covington breaking a couple of tackles, but had the sense of mind to dump it to Sensing for some more yards, and now they're out across the 42 and a fresh set of downs. Little play action. And Rigney brought down by Santa Rosa. Boy, that's a big tackle because you get those on the outside. There is nobody behind you. Santa Rosa doesn't make that. That could be a touchdown for Logos.
And we just saw it on the last possession for Hagerman. One missed tackle can lead to 6 real quick.
You know, and that's the one thing that I think is really undervalued or at least not talked about enough the 8-man game is the tackling ability. Is in 11-man, you can have reinforcements. You can have waves of people. 8-man, you are on so many islands. If you can't tackle in the open field, it's going to be a long day. Second down, play action, Covington. And just kind of a big old mess at midfield and a miscommunication with Miles Miller and Sam Rigney. And the pass is incomplete.
I think Santa Rosa was actually the core of that as he was face to face with Rigney on that play, and it kind of mucked up the middle. Well, to your point that you were just saying too, it always amazes me when I see a 0 as a final score in 8-man football because that means that defense pretty much played perfect.
Yeah.
There was no missed tackles, there was no missed assignments, anything.
Third down and 7 for Logos. Line of scrimmage, their own 44-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side. Direct snap. And Sensing is going to be stopped at the 49-yard line. Well shy of that first down. It'll bring up 4th down for the Knights, and we'll see what they choose to do here.
One thing that Logos was telling us before the game is Sensing is what you would call a jack of all trades. He will take snaps back there as well, give Covington a quick little spell like we saw there, and get him ready for 4th down.
And the offense, not surprisingly, staying on the field. Empty backfield for Covington. And to the right he goes, puts his foot down, turns the corner, has the first down. He's loose inside the 20. This is going to be a touchdown for Logos. 51 yards for Covington, and Logos back on top.
Yeah, that really was just one missed tackle, one great block, and opened up the whole field. Covington really, he showed his running back ability there. Even though he's still a quarterback, he showed his running back ability from last year, cutting back across the field, going where nobody was left.
Boy, that opening drive by Logos chewed up nearly 8 minutes of the quarter, and it was flying by. And now all of a sudden, it's turned into the game more like we expected. The 2-point conversion is good. Couldn't quite tell if it was caught out there, but in traffic, bringing it in, I believe. We're still in the first quarter, 1:35 to go. We'll keep it right here. 14-8 Logos.
I'll come back to it again. I think it really is a huge advantage for Logos today and throughout the season as well to have the ability to bring Sensing in to spell Covington. You don't see that at the quarterback position very often, that they bring in a quick little spell of a guy that you feel confident in to still go back there and do what you need to have done. And, very next play, Covington rips it for 51, and then he comes out and takes a break for the 2-point conversion, and they still convert it.
Well, if you can't get enough football after this is over, make sure you tune in tonight as you two are hitting the road and taking care of Kimberly and Fruitland. I'm going to be tied up, and so I can't make it. You guys are going to be carrying the torch, so.
We'll spare our voices for the day, please. You can
Great.
talk the whole time.
No. Finn McCool. Gets into it. Bobbled by Hagerman. That's Klossy. You know, for the second straight time on the kick return, Hagerman not able to really get any field position.
Yeah, and Klossy taking a risk there to pick up the ball as the Knights were converging on him, and we saw it quick. Lucky to still even keep possession there.
1:26 to go in the opening quarter, 14-8 Logos. And, I mean, you think about this first quarter. 12 minutes, we're 10 and a half minutes into it. Logos has had the ball for 10 minutes and 26 seconds. Hagerman for about 4 seconds. So here
it felt like that.
It did. Here comes Hagerman and their second offensive play from scrimmage today. Maven Camp steps up in the pocket and it collapses and down he goes. Never had a chance. Led by number 52, Finn McCool. He and his buddies took down Maven Camp in a hurry.
Yeah, Maven Camp didn't really have any chance to look for any of his receivers. Those defensive linemen were already up on him. So really tough possession right there for Hagerman. Really tough play.
Fortunately for the Pirates, got back to the line of scrimmage, and it will be 2nd down and 10. Well, no, beg your pardon. Hadn't moved the down marker yet, so there we go. Loss of, well, we'll call it about 6 yards on the play. 2nd down and 16 now for Hagerman. Inside their own 15-yard line.
Maybe the spot just off by half a yard.
Picked it
I
up.
guess.
I guess. Picked it up, put it down. It's a game of inches, I'm telling
that's
you,
right.
boys.
That's right. You never know.
So we'll now make the line of scrimmage the 15-yard line. Toss, right side. Not much happening there. It's going to be Kason Knight with the carry, maybe 2 or 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and long as Hagerman behind the sticks here in this drive as we're under a minute to play here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, I want to say it probably still is 4-down territory if they're able to get 7 or 8 here.
Tight formation this time around for the Pirates. 2 men in the backfield. Little cross buck play action. Looking deep. He's got people, but he's got no time. Inside the 5 and down he goes. Boy, the defense of the Logos applying the pressure.
Yeah, Peter Story, big-time sack right there. I think Maven Camp saw him and said, oh, I can outrun him. No, Story said no and shut the door quick.
Huge loss for Hagerman. As the quarter will come to a close, 14-8. Logos with the lead, but a big 3rd down coming up for Hagerman when we return.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Back here at Hagerman High School, Scott Burton, Dallin Fryer, Tyson Chapman live on IdahoSports.com. 1 quarter in the books, and Logos with the lead after 1 period, 14-8, and Hagerman facing a huge problem.
Yeah, 4th and 21, not something you want on your bingo card coming into your first game deep in your own territory on the 4.
Yeah, a couple of sacks on this drive have really pinned Hagerman back, and now they're working on 4th down in the shadows of their own goalpost. Line of scrimmage, the 4-yard line, 4th down, and they're set to kick it away.
Yeah, and I wonder if Logos coming in had a game plan of, if we don't let Maven Camp throw, if we just blitz everybody, then he can't beat us.
Yeah. Knapp to kick it away. Greaser from the 39 makes one man miss, cuts to the left, makes another man miss. Greaser, another move at the 10, touchdown Logos.
And that's just good ball running, making people miss, getting to the touchdown. Excellent running.
So Greaser, 39-yard punt return. All of that set up by the defense of Logos getting to Maven Camp and pinning Hagerman deep.
Yeah, and just after, it's a punt return for a touchdown after that last defensive stand by Logos really puts some pressure on the Hagerman offense coming back in too, because they didn't get much of a break to think about it and to regroup and everything as well.
Covington and the Knights going for 2. Greaser in motion from the right. Little toss to Greaser to the end zone. 2-point conversion good. And with 11:47 to go, second quarter, Logos extends the lead 22-8. We'll be back. This is IdahoSports.com.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of
22-8 is your score. Logos with the lead over the hit. We saw number 1 Kendrick take care of Butte County last night.
Yeah, both of these teams, both returners, both teams lost in the state semis last year. So they're both coming off of, we want to be able to finish our season this year.
Yeah, you know what, I think when you kind of boil it down, this Logos team, they bring back a little bit more, you know? On the return for Hagerman is Xander Senarusa, and he's up to about the 27-28 yard line, and that's where the offense will take over. But back to that point, you know, you look at, you know, graduation kind of shreds every team, right? But it's about who you lose. And you look at this Hagerman team and who they lost. I mean, we talked about it in the pregame. I mean, you cannot replace a guy like Kai Kendall, you know, and you got Merrill on the outside. You got Gonzalez in the backfield. And, you know, and then you're talking about, you know, Pierce, on the line, and then they lost Alex Johnson to Twin Falls because he transferred, and he was another big body. So, I mean, all of these people that they lose, they are so hard to replace because I just listed half of the offensive roster.
And
right?
half of all conference first team as well.
Exactly. So it's going to take a little while for this Hagerman team to kind of find their stride and figure out who they are. Mavenkamp to throw, steps up, has time, now tucks it and runs. Takes a big hit, but gets out across the 35. Close to a first down. We'll give him 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Yeah, big hit by Zane Holloway. Coming back. And that's a great example of you never give up on the play, because we've seen that on the other side. When Covington broke his big run, maybe not covering the backside as well, were the Pirates at that time.
They'll give him 8 and the line of scrimmage at the 36, where it's 2nd down and 2. A minute gone here in the second quarter. 22-8. Hagerman trying to answer. Boy, handoff and a loss on the play as Kason Knight got dumped in the backfield, led by number 50, Zane Holloway.
Yeah, back-to-back plays, big plays by him. I mean, that shows if he hadn't made the tackle last time, there's a first down opportunity for the Pirates, and now it's 3rd down. Never give up on a play.
Third down and 4. Mavenkamp steps up, in trouble, incomplete. Boy, we went from 2nd down and 1 to 4th and 3. And now this becomes a huge play for Hagerman.
Yeah, the only positive play in the last 6 plays by the Pirates was when Mavenkamp had time to throw, and ultimately that's been the difference in the game so far.
And Hagerman's going to take a timeout as they know the importance of this 4th down play with 10:01 to go, second quarter, trailing 22-8. And they want to make sure they get it right. Well, we want to make sure we get it right too. We want to thank all of our power boosters that hop on board with us at IdahoSports.com. For Hagerman, power boosters include Farmer Funeral Chapel, Hagerman Automotive, The Roof Resource, Spring Cove Ranch, and Vitaglow, Idaho. And for Logos, their power boosters, Forged Construction, Norm's Windows, Doors, and more, and Panhandle Heating. And do you have what it takes to be a power booster for your school on IdahoSports.com? Show your devotion to your school and advertise your business at the same time by becoming a power booster. You get a large clickable display banner on every team page for your school and a clickable link with your business name on every broadcast we do for your school during the regular season and state tournaments. Power boosters are a great way for you and your business to be seen by tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of current and potential clients and customers. And the best part, it's 100% tax deductible. All right, big 4th down now for Hagerman. From their own 35, it's 4th and 4. Backs in the I formation, if you will. Handoff, second man through, and that's a first down. Out across the 40. And that was that Knight on the carry?
Knight on the carry, yep.
Yeah, Knight on the carry.
Yeah, and great lead block by Anthony Rebon. One thing I loved about that play was every single player from Hagerman came and dapped him up on the helmet after, because they knew he was the difference in leading the charge there for Knight to get the first down.
Well, and that's the thing that Hagerman's going to have to do right now, just step up a little bit of toughness. And that was straight power football there. Second man through, wrap your arms around it, and then just run over people. Same formation on first down from the 41. And Knight nowhere to go that time, is messing things up, getting in there. For Logos was Peter Story.
Yeah, maybe we should have highlighted Peter's story a little bit more in the pregame, because he has been disrupting a lot of commotion back in the backfield.
Yeah, causing a lot of pressure and stopping runs up the middle, it seems. So.
Yeah, well, Peter Story was an all-league defensive lineman last year, so he was one of the guys that was really going to anchor this defense for Logos. And boy, did he ever on that play, just kind of blew it all up.
Yeah, and the nose tackle position in 8-man football is one of the most important positions on the field.
2nd down and 11 after the loss of 1. Handoff, big hole, and a better open field tackle. Kason Knight with the carry, and the tackle made by
Judah Carlson.
And that was a huge tackle because there was a whole lot of real estate if Knight could have gotten through.
Yeah, he stayed low, kept his frame low. Instead of just reaching, he kind of reached with power.
Positive yards. Gain of 5. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for Hagerman from their own 45-yard line on a drive that they need to get some points. Mavenkamp to throw. Steps up. Across the middle, complete, and that's a 1st down inside the 45. Pass caught by Will Mavenkamp.
Yeah, and Mavenkamp is another one of those, Will Mavenkamp, I should say, is another one of those that Hagerman fans should be really excited about, because he is only a sophomore. And, I mean, we don't have heights and weights listed on here, but he's definitely the tallest guy on the field.
So Mavenkamp to Mavenkamp for the 1st down, and Hagerman inside Logos territory at the 45-yard line, approaching 7 minutes to go here before the half. Mavenkamp under center this time. Back to pass, has time, flushed out. Now he's running for his life, and there's really nowhere to go. And another big loss on a sack of Mavenkamp.
Yeah, just kind of got caught dancing back there a little bit. Not a whole lot of open people.
McCool in there defensively.
It almost looked like they were trying to do a little bit of a throwback. I saw 23, Cameron Clossy coming, like he went right, came back across the formation, but just kind of got caught in the group of everybody in the middle.
So Hagerman offensively, again, working behind the sticks. It's 2nd down and 16. Boy, more pressure and more trouble. And down goes Mavenkamp in the arms of Peter Story.
Story was there before Mavenkamp even had the ball.
Well, Hagerman needs to get this figured out. Because if they don't, people are going to start teeing off on Mavenkamp.
Yeah, last year, Peter Story, 4.5 sacks. This year, 3, I believe, so far.
Yeah, right. 3rd down and a mile for Hagerman. They've got to get to the 35 of Logos, and offsides is the call against the Knights. So 3rd and a billion turns into 3rd and a million.
Logos getting excited. They got some stops, got too excited.
And we've got a timeout taken by Hagerman. 5:10 to go before the break. 22-8 is your score. We'll be right back to Hagerman High School right after this.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, And yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
5:10 to go. Second quarter action. 22-8 is your score. Logos with the lead. Hagerman with the football, but facing third down and long. And guys, if you're Hagerman, you're really playing for 2 downs here. Try to get half of it now and set up a 4th down and manageable, because this is an important drive for the Hagerman Pirates.
Yeah, only 5:10 left here in the second. In theory, if they can just, chew the clock, they do get the ball coming out of halftime as well. Looking for a bonus possession.
Back stacked behind Maven Kemp, and now in motion they go. Back to pass, and guess who? And guess what? It's Story again, and Maven Kemp goes down. Hagerman better find an answer to Story, because he is tearing apart that Pirate backfield.
Yeah, seems like he's untouched every single time he's getting through there. So really need to figure something out.
And I think they put the fullback in the backfield to kind of help with that, but it's not making a difference because Story is reading every single angle.
Well, 4th down and 15 now for Hagerman, and they're going to have to kick this one away instead of giving a short field to Logos, a team they have not been able to stop yet. Greaser drops it at the 15, scoops it up, breaks a tackle, gets out across the 20 to the 21.
Yeah, good tackle by Maven Camp. He tried to get Greaser to release the ball. It was pretty close, but Greaser able to hold on.
4:22 to go as the clouds are rolling in here at Hagerman. As we are perched on top of the press box. And it was hot for a little while.
Yeah, I had to keep taking my headphones off to let my ears breathe for a minute.
That cloud cover is nice, though.
As long as no moisture accompany it.
You know, and it's always just a little bit warmer down here in Hagerman than it is everywhere else.
But a pretty drive. I'll tell you that. Man, what a beautiful
country.
drive.
Yeah. Yeah, Hagerman's got some really beautiful country right down on the water. The Snake River, and just different terrain down here. All right, Logos has not been stopped on any offensive possession here in the first half. Covington to throw, left side complete, and that's going to be Rigney, and he is going to be stopped short of the first down, but a good pickup on first down.
Yeah, good tackle by Jace Levitt out there for Hagerman as well. He was getting blocked basically into the play and still was able to keep his feet just long enough to make the tackle.
We'll give him 8 on the pass completion, 2nd down and 2. As the clock continues to run inside of 4 minutes to go before the break. Covington to throw. Across the middle, and it's intercepted, picked off by Cameron Clossy, and Hagerman needed that.
Yeah, first time Covington's really aired it out. We've seen some screen passes, we've seen some quick slants. First time we see a little bit more depth on his throws, and the Pirates were ready for it.
Boy, Hagerman needed that in a bad, bad way. 22-8 is your score. A touchdown by Logos to close out the half could be almost too much to overcome. But now with a short field, Hagerman can potentially cut this to a one-score game and head into the locker room and get the ball back to start the second half.
The only question is, can they block Peter Story?
Yeah, for sure. Story lined up right over center. Number 77, he has been the difference maker so far. Play action, Maven Camp on the run, and down he goes again. Boy, they have got to get something figured out, and I'm telling you, some of this has to be on Maven Camp too, because he is running straight backwards with the football.
Yeah, and that time, Story, I was watching Story specifically, and he was double teamed on that, which opened up another spot for Josh Prince to be able to come through. And they're making sure that one step is not, he's not getting by them. If he's doing any type of maneuvers out of there, they're not letting him by. And I mean, look at the touchdown in the very first play of the game. I'm not sure we've seen any real quick screens, quick passes since the first drive of the game.
But man, offensively, Hagerman has just gone in reverse every single play except for that first play.
If you take that out, I wonder what the yardage would be.
Yeah.
Surely in the negatives, right?
Oh, absolutely. Because they lost 15 on that sack, and it's 2nd and 25. And now we have another penalty flag, and this one is going to be a delay of game against the offense. 5 more in reverse.
Yeah, what started as great field position is just continued to go back.
Boy, the interception gave the Pirates a little bit of hope, but since then they've gone backwards 20 yards.
Yeah, and I'm sure one of the goals of this possession, like you said earlier, is to take the whole clock if possible. But that doesn't mean let up on your strategies, let up on your assignments as well.
2nd down and 30 for Hagerman. And a timeout taken by Hagerman. That will do it for their timeouts, as that's their last one of the half. 2:02 to go. We'll take a break as well. 22-8 is your score. This is IdahoSports.com.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
2:02 to go before the break. 22-8 is your score. Logos on top of the home team, the Hagerman Pirates, in the season opener from Hagerman High School. And the story thus far is the Hagerman offense in reverse this entire first half, facing a 2nd down and 30. The pressure by Logos has just been incredible. Screen pass across the middle. And guess who is there to shut that down is Story.
And honestly, a great play call, because they've been bringing the house nearly every single play has Logos. And a screen is the ideal situation there. But maybe they snipped it out of the timeout.
Yeah, I think they did, because the nose tackle is the one who kind of dropped back into a little bit of coverage and made the stop. And it'll be 3rd down and a mile to go. And another timeout taken, this one by Logos, I believe. Well, it has to be, because Hagerman's out at the 1:38 mark. So, playing a little bit of clock here is Logos, because with the explosiveness of the offenses in 8-man football, 1:38, that's a lot of time. And if you can get a stop here on 3rd down, force a 4th down punt with another timeout in your pocket, you're going to have a couple of cracks at this thing. And if you do, and you're Logos, you can blow the lid off this in the first half.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Hagerman will go to the air or if they'll just keep it on the ground, play it safe to make sure they take that extra timeout and don't have 2 timeouts in their pocket going into that whatever the next drive will be, or if they'll try to get this first down. It's just such a long field with so little success on paper so far.
Yeah, I would be curious as to the stat line in this one as well. But you can't say enough about the defense of Logos. We knew that was going to be one of their strengths coming in. And boy, have they flexed their muscles so far here in the first half.
Well, I mean, if you look out at cornerback over there, you see quarterback Baxter Covington. I don't think we've even had to call his name on defense at all.
Third down and 24. Maven Camp to throw. And underthrows an open receiver at the 45. Looking for Klossy. And that played right into the hands of Logos as the clock stops with 1:34 to play. And Logos able to hold on to those 2 timeouts.
Yeah, like you said, assuming Hagerman can get a stop here, they do get the ball coming out of the half. And so that's something that they can really play for here. But like to your point earlier, if Logos can score here, that puts the heads down a little bit more for the Pirates going into the half.
So Hagerman to kick it away. Jonah Knapp gets it away. Good kick, Greaser. Lets that one go. And that may have hit a Logos player, and it's a muff punt. You can't advance it, but that would be Hagerman football. It is. What a break for the Hagerman Pirates.
Huge break right there.
Yeah, that was Bear Rebon, just kind of standing in the way, and gets gifted the ball.
Boy, that is something you practice. Every team's got a code word, and when you say it, you get out of the way because the ball is loose, and that's the last thing you want to have happen.
Yeah, it looked like a little indecision from Greaser back there. He's returned a punt for a touchdown, so I'm sure that's in the back of his mind. If I catch this, who knows what could happen. But man, I don't know if I can catch it, so I'm just going to back away without calling that code word.
Well, 15 yards away are the Hagerman Pirates, making this interesting.
It looks like there's a penalty flag on the field. They threw it right as the play ended. So I don't know if they're trying to determine if it happened after the punt was grabbed.
And the penalty is going to go against Logos, half the distance to the goal. I didn't see what the call was.
I think it's targeting is what he did it with his hands, but I haven't seen the hand call, but I think it was targeting based on where the penalty marker was thrown to. I can't imagine it was much else other than that.
Well, and now the Logos head coach Nick Calloway getting an explanation as to what transpired, and it happened pretty much right in front of the Logos bench.
What an interesting quarter it's been, the last 4 or 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, this is a huge momentum changer right here for the Hagerman Pirates because they've had a whole lot of nothing to cheer about outside of one play, but this could give them a little pep in the step as they head to the locker room. From the 8-yard line, 1st and goal, Maven Camp rolling to his right. Back across the middle, complete down to the 1. Caught by Bear Rebon.
Yeah, I think they wanted to reward him based on being able to recover that fumble.
So now Maven Camp quickly to the line of scrimmage, and we have got a timeout taken by Logos. That will leave them with 1 on the board as Hagerman is facing 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line. Boy, what a turn of events, because this is the second break that Hagerman has gotten from Logos, and they were unable to capitalize on the interception. And now on the muff, they're a yard away from making this a one-score game.
Yeah, big turnaround right there for sure. And to your point, the interception and now the punt recovery, they have all the momentum. And so you'd hope that they could score right here with all this momentum that they've built up just in this last few plays.
Well, and part of being a winning football team is taking advantage of the breaks that you get, you know, the mistakes that the opposition gives you. And Logos, you can bet when they get in that locker room, they're going to talk about cleaning some things up, because you just don't let teams hang around because of your mistakes.
Yeah, if you just look at the stats, you would think that the score is out of this world for Logos right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, with the score here, it's a one-possession ball game.
Second down and goal from the one. Maven Camp under center. And a little bit of a stand. I don't know if he got in there. He did not. The tush push did not work that time. Third down and goal.
Yeah, standstill right there. Maybe Cam put his head down, then just stood straight up right at the end of the play.
Well, you're asking your offensive lineman to deal with Story because they're going right in his direction. And he has been a force all night. Third down and goal. Maven Camp under center again. Oh, boy, a pitch, and it is blown up in the backfield. Logos defensively was there. Number 52, Finn McCool, leading the way. And wow, Kason Knight, a 4-yard loss, and now it's 4th and goal. It was 2nd and goal from the 1, and now it's 4th and goal from the 5. Flag.
Is this a 10-second runoff as well?
That is an illegal substitution against Hagerman with 6 seconds to go here in the first half. And I think it might be a 10-second runoff, and Hagerman can't fight it because they don't have any timeouts. And that's going to be it. Boy, what a huge, disappointing end to the first half for the Hagerman Pirates. Had the opportunities, couldn't cash in. And that locker room right now for Hagerman, there's not a whole lot of positive vibes going on. So we'll see what happens when they come back. But right now at the break, it's 22-8. Logos will step away and be right back with the halftime show right after this.
We're Valley-wide Cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Valley-wide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit ID Save.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Welcome back. Hagerman High School just about ready to start the second half of play. 22-8 Logos with the lead, but Hagerman will get the football here to start things in the third on a very important offensive possession. So Tyson, you're going to be taking over some color commentary this second half, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
So we switched camera and color. And so Dallin's going to be running our camera. Tyson's on color. And Hagerman's on the football. And nowhere to go. Great tackle on Santa Rosa by Ezra Schaefer.
Yeah, excellent aggressive tackle right there.
Well, in that first half, we saw the Hagerman offense basically go backwards. And it would be interesting to be a fly on the wall in that locker room and Coach Bill Hicks and the offensive staff on what they are going to do with this offense here in the second half, Tyson.
Yeah, they need to find a way to stop Peter Story. That's the big thing right now. And honestly, their whole defensive line, they're just getting through. It seems like no problem. And Maven Camp's got to do something to get away from those guys also.
Well, let's see if they got anything figured out. 1st and 10 for the Hagerman Pirates from their own 15-yard line as we get underway here in the second half. Handoff, making a man miss. Bouncing off of another tackle is Kaysen Knight, and positive yards, close to a first down.
Yeah, and a good tackle by Ace right there.
Knight gets up a little gimpy and limps back to the huddle. Gain of 14. It'll be, well, they're going to give him the first. Yep, they are. It was a gain of 15 yards, so that will be a first down for Hagerman. Line of scrimmage at the 25.
First down for Hagerman, not something we've said too much today.
No, it really hasn't. And like we said, this was a prolific offense last year, but man, so many weapons lost to graduation. It's just going to take a little time. Maven Camp, quick slant over the middle. It's cut. Complete to Jace Levitt, and another first down, gain of 12.
Yeah, and you can already see the difference between the first half and the second half is Maven Camp has a little bit more time to throw the ball now.
Well, and they're quick hitting. They're not like 7-step drops and then look for somebody deep down the field because they don't have time for that.
Exactly.
You know, and so maybe some quick hitters, get some momentum and stop putting yourself behind the sticks all the time. Because the score here, again, keeps them in the ball game. First down, handoff. There we go with Knight. Knight spinning his way up ahead for positive yards to the 44. Gain of 6.
Yeah, one of the first positive runs Knights had. I mean, he had one on the first play of this half, but that's good to see him have back-to-back good runs because in the first half, it wasn't much for him after that 80-yard touchdown.
Second down and 4. Kason Knight, the lone setback behind Maven Camp. Play action. Maven Camp flushed out again, and down he goes. Wow.
Yep.
Boy, a promising drive to start the second half. And it's like Groundhog Day. Here we go. Back to pass. Sack. Loss of 15.
And same exact story.
And no pun intended.
No pun intended.
Third down. And 18 to go. Maven Camp. Draw play. There's some room to run. Out across the 40 goes Jonah Knapp and got a big chunk of that back to make it fourth down and manageable if they choose to go. Line of scrimmage, their own 41-yard line.
And honestly, good timing by Maven Camp to hand off the ball right there.
So line of scrimmage, the 41-yard line. Hagerman facing fourth down and 8. Opening drive of the second half. 8 minutes and change to go in the third. Boy, that's offsides. I was standing right here, and Logos lined up offsides. But they got the timeout before the penalty. Boy, big break for Logos, because that would have been 4th and 3 instead of 4th and 8. So a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here. And remind everybody that coming up tonight, 7 o'clock, will be another huge opening game in Kimberly with 4A powerhouses, both of these teams ranked in the top 5. It'll be Fruitland at Kimberly. And my two cohorts here, Dallin and Tyson, they will have the call. So make sure you turn into that one because that is going to be a ball game.
Yeah, both teams do return quite a bit of star power, unlike what we're seeing from both sides for Logos and Hagerman, both sides in Kimberly and Fruitland. Lots of firepower on offense and on defense. Should be a good one.
Yeah, and a history between them as well.
Yeah, going back to the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like when I was in high school. This was 10 years ago, but when I was in high school, I think Fruitland was in the state championship like 8 years in a row or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Two perennial powers. Kimberly, just the team that hasn't been able to get over the hump. No state titles on their resume. Fruitland, yes, they've got some. So tune in tonight, kickoff 7 o'clock. Fourth down, Maven Camp out of the gun. Oh, had a man for the first down, but he slipped, and that was Jace Levitt. Good ball by Maven Camp, and Levitt just lost his footing, and the Pirates turn it over on downs.
Bit of a heartbreaker right there. Just not able to get his feet set, get those hands on the ball.
Oh. Not much has gone right today for Hagerman, and this, could be a lot worse than it is if Logos hadn't made a couple of errors. But so far it's a game dominated by the interior offensive and defensive line by Logos. They are just out-muscling Hagerman so far in this ballgame, and now they've got it 1st and 10. Pitch. Turn in the corner, and that's going to be an offensive face mask as Ole Sundley,
Flag on the play.
and he is still down on the Hagerman side.
Yeah, he's grabbing that left leg.
Gonna be against the Knights.
Looks like he's braced up on his knee and his ankle down there.
Yeah, it's going to be a face mask call against Logos as Sundley was
Offensive face mask.
being tackled by Jonah Knapp. He grabbed his face mask and got flagged for the penalty. Not putting any pressure on that left leg. That's a guy that Logos really can't afford to lose. I mean, when you're 8-man, you can't really afford to lose anybody, but he was splitting time back there with Honor Mallory, and it was going to be a Mallory-Sundley 1-2 punch in the backfield. And now it's going to be just Mallory. Mallory flanked left of Covington in the backfield. 1st down. Pitch to the left, Mallory. Hagerman there defensively, and a loss on the play. Good defensive pursuit led by Cameron Clossy.
Tackled by
Yeah, exactly what you just said, Scott. Excellent pursuit to the ball. Multiple guys getting there. Good stop.
Bear Rebound also in on the tackle for Hagerman. 2nd down and 9 from the 40 of Hagerman. 7.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd. This is Mallory. And nowhere to go. Say hello to Adam Nelson.
Honor Mallory with the carry.
Yeah, excellent right there. Stand on the outside, making contact right there. Getting stopped in the backfield. Excellent.
Nelson kept the contain play in that left end spot. And really for the first time today, Logos moving backwards. 3rd down and 11. From the 42 of Hagerman. Play action. And out of bounds
With the push out.
goes Sensing. Knapp pushed him out of bounds.
With the carry for the Knights.
And it'll be 4th down, and a huge 4th down coming, especially for this Hagerman defense.
Oh, yeah. Hagerman needs some victories like this. Stop this 4th down. Do something on the offensive side now, if they can.
Well, just that stop defensively could give that spark to the offense, a little bit of momentum, something positive.
Yeah. They had a few momentum swings, and they need a few more, honestly, to get back into this game.
4th down and 7 for Logos from the Hagerman 42-yard line. Empty backfield. Sensing. Rolling to his left, stops, throws, incomplete. There was contact, but no flag.
Pass incomplete.
And Logos turns it over on downs. It was intended on the far side there to Ole Sundley, who's back into the ball game. Or no, beg your pardon, that's 24. Who's not on our roster. We'll call him Phil, but he was looking for the penalty flag and didn't get it, and there was contact. But the Hagerman Pirates defensively make a stand, and now they get the football back line of scrimmage, their own 37.
Yeah, you just hope that their offensive line can be extra aggressive to help push the ball forward and get a touchdown this series.
Well, the physicality is really what Hagerman is missing right now. Just that dude that just won't get pushed around, because You know, they graduated a lot of those guys last year.
Exactly.
And so now all of these others are trying to, you know, have to step it up a little bit. And the physicality is something that is, you know, you either got it or you don't. And Hagerman's going to have to get it figured out. Mavenkamp rolling to his right. Steps, fires it down the field, and that could be a penalty flag. It's incomplete. There is no flag. Glossy, the intended receiver. Coach Bill Hicks asking why there wasn't a penalty flag for interference, and to be honest with you, I kind of agree with him.
I wonder if it was they didn't call it the last play in Logos's favor, and they were like, well, we're not going to throw it here either.
That may be second down from the 37-yard line now for Hagerman. 6 minutes and change to go here in the third quarter. Mavenkamp with a little misdirection. Into Logos territory to the 44-yard line. First down, Hagerman.
Yeah, he got him to bite on that one. Just took off running. That was a good run right there from Mavenkamp. Kind of knew those defensive linemen were getting a little extra aggressive, so had to send them the other way.
Yeah, I think that's the first QB designed run for Mavenkamp on the day that I can remember at least.
I believe so.
Well, good misdirection, too, and that's what Hagerman needs is just some positive yardage. Keep the sticks moving into Logos territory at the 44. And a first down. To pass. Fires it, he's got a man deep down the field. It's caught inside the 10. Cameron Clossy. Ball came out, but that was after he hit the ground, and the officials are all over that one. It'll be first down and goal for Hagerman.
Yeah, and that's what Hagerman needs, stuff like that. Big momentum swings, big good throws, good plays.
Well, now imagine what kind of game this would be if they were able to punch it in right before half from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and same end zone here. We'll see what the result is this time.
On first and goal, Mavenkamp to his right, to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete, overthrows his intended receiver. Levitt, the intended receiver. Now you get down inside the 10. It is so difficult sometimes to score. People think you're close, you should be able to score, but man, the field shrinks. And this is where the physicality comes in, because you don't have all of that room for your receivers to run. This is where you really have to be physical inside the 10. Second down and goal. Slant nearly intercepted. Boy. Mavenkamp stared him down, and so did the linebacker. Just read his eyes and nearly picked it off.
Yeah, he was locked in on that one receiver. It made it really easy for that linebacker to tip it away.
Third down and goal. Toss. Knight to the 5, stood up and driven back, and it'll be fourth down. And here we go again, fourth and goal for Hagerman.
Yeah, and I believe it was either Judah Carlson or Gideon Haney on that tackle there.
4 minutes to go in the third. Hagerman facing a 4th down and goal from the 5, and Logos wants a timeout. They're going to talk this one over. Well, Logos will take the break, and so will we. We'll be back to Hagerman High School. This is IdahoSports.com.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
3:54 to go, third quarter action. Hagerman facing a 4th down and goal from the 5. They trail it 22-8 to Logos. Hagerman ended the first half at the 1-yard line, or the 5-yard line. Couldn't punch it in, and now they're in trouble again. Mavenkamp running for his life, breaking tackles, and he is going to go down again. On 4th down, Hagerman turned away at the doorstep again.
Yeah, more people that I can name got through that offensive line, and it just was not pretty for Hagerman right there.
2 4th and goals, no points. You know, and what's even worse is, I mean, you throw an incomplete pass there on 4th down, Logos has it at the 5-yard line. You take a big, giant sack, they've got it at the 22. Right up the middle goes Sensing. And Sensing close to a 1st down. Colossi with the tackle. And they will give him 10 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, and that's what Logos has just been doing all day. Just getting good yards, inching their way down the field, and scoring every so often.
First and 10 for Logos. From their own 33. Boy, there to meet Sensing is Adam Nelson. Napping on it as well.
Yep.
You know, Nelson's played a good game defensively for Hagerman.
Yeah, it's been good for them, but Logos just still finding a way to inch their way down.
He was 2nd team all-conference on the offensive line last year. Honorable mention, all-conference on the defensive line last year, but a year of maturity, and he is playing really, really well for Hagerman defensively as he was in pursuit on that play.
Yeah, and I think it was Jonah Knapp first contact with that one, coming off the field now with his helmet off. Got taken off in that play.
Yeah, and to your point with Nelson, it feels like whenever there has been anything positive defensively, it's been because of him.
Yeah, he really has made his presence known defensively on that line and provided that much-needed physicality that Hagerman is lacking. 3rd down and 3. Sensing. Up the middle, he's got room. has the first down across midfield.
Yeah, and that was Bear rebound on the play, making the tackle.
And yep, rebound with the tackle, but Logos now into Hagerman Pirate territory at the 46 as the clock continues to run. 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Two receivers to the left of the formation, and the ball is loose, but luckily for Logos, Covington able to fall on it.
I thought that was going to be another gift Logos was giving Hagerman.
They've given him a couple. Hagerman has been unable to convert on anything. .30 seconds to go in the quarter. Could be the final play of the period for Logos. Second down and 15. Covington hands it off. Mallory down to the 46 and back to close to the original line of scrimmage.
Yep, and a good tackle there by Case and Knight. Get a little stop right there.
And that will bring the third quarter to a close. 22-8, not much action in that quarter, but it's still Logos with the two-score lead over the Hagerman Pirates. We'll take a break, be right back for fourth quarter action right after this.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Right back at Hagerman High School, ready to start the fourth quarter of play. Dallin Fryer, Tyson Chapman, and my name is Scott Burton, live on IdahoSports.com. Logos with the football, facing third down and 9 from the Hagerman 45-yard line. They're leading at 22-8. Most of that scoring coming in the first quarter. And on third down, they're going to come up a little bit short. It'll be 4th and 4 as Mallory with the carry. Knight and rebound combine on the tackle. And fourth down upcoming now for Logos.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to, maybe it's a little early to say, but this could be the game the way that Logos has been able to chew the clock.
Yeah, it's been working in their favor, so.
Spread formation for Logos on 4th and 4. Covington alone in the backfield, sprints to his right, has the first down and a whole lot more inside the 30. It's a foot race, and out of bounds near the 10-yard line goes Covington. And Logos back in business at the 10.
Yeah, I want to say it was number 11, Ace Greaser out there making the outside block at receiver so he could get some extra yards. Excellent block out there.
So they'll say he ran out of bounds at the 12, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the Hagerman 12 for Logos. Mallory picking his way through traffic. Inside the 10 we go. Just starting the 4th quarter here at Hagerman High School, 22-8. And like we said, all of the scoring in that first half, most of it in that first quarter. Logos took the opening kickoff and nearly ran 8 minutes off the clock before punching it in on a 6-yard run by Mallory, and they were up 6-0. And then one play for Hagerman. Maven Camp tonight for 80 yards, and then just a couple of minutes later, it was a 51-yard run by Covington. And then in the second quarter, it was the punt return by Greaser. And then since then, it has been nothing as far as scoring.
Will Babenkamp with a stop for the Pirates.
3rd down. Line of scrimmage, the Hagerman 5-yard line.
Yeah, and right in here is where you find out who's going to be most aggressive to either get the defensive stop or get the score. So,
who's going to be more physical in the trenches? Here we go. And a timeout taken by Hagerman. We'll keep it right here. You know, with football season starting, boys, college and pro right around the corner. Who are your pro teams?
I'm a Lions fan. I've been a Lions fan since the dumpy days.
Since the dumpy days?
Yeah, that's the way I'll call it. Since the 0-16 seasons, I grew up. I loved Matthew Stafford. Love Matthew Stafford, and I've stuck with him even after he's gone to the Rams. And it's been good to see them have a little success the last few years, so I don't have to watch heartbreaking game-losing field goals every single week.
Yeah, well, they got stunned by Washington in the playoffs at home, and I think everybody had Detroit penciled in for, you know, a Super Bowl appearance at least, or NFC Championship. What about you?
I don't necessarily have a team, but I'd probably pick the Bills, honestly. I like Josh Allen and that sort of thing. I've been trying to get back into football now that I've started doing this stuff. So, yeah, just trying to get back into it, I should say.
Okay. I'm a Rams fan.
Oh, nice.
Ever since been 6 years old.
That's my father-in-law as well.
Yeah.
And it's obviously I'm a proxy Rams fan because of Matthew Stafford. Yeah, I'll stick with him, ride or die. But they're still fun to watch, and I think they could have a good year if Stafford ever gets healthy.
Yeah, if he stays healthy, then there's no reason why they can't be making a run for something in the playoffs. But it'll all come down to that. But, boy, what an exciting time when football gets started.
Absolutely.
All right, 3rd down for Logos. From the 5, Mallory bounces to the outside and a clear path to the end zone. Touchdown. And that might be the final nail for Hagerman. And too much to overcome. Mallory, a 5-yard touchdown run.
Still a lot of time on the clock, but Hagerman would really need a big turnaround right now to even get into this game with these guys.
Yeah, their offense really has got to find its stride. And that might just be a process considering how many people they lost to graduation. The 2-point conversion is no good as Miles Miller gets stopped shy of the goal line, but 6 more on the board. And with 9:21 to play here in the 4th, it is now 28-8 in favor of Logos. Well, let's continue with some sports conversations, boys. We talked about football. We are winding down the pro baseball season. Who do you got, or who's your team?
Unfortunately, right now, I'm a Yankees fan, and it's been a tough weekend.
If you can get
as a Yankees fan,
you got to find a way to beat Boston.
Oh my gosh! I think the record right now is 4-24 against the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. Just embarrassing.
Wow.
every time they build up, they'll have like a six out of 8 games they'll win, but then they'll play the Blue Jays or the Red Sox, and it'll just all go downhill.
Yep. What about you?
I think I'm just gonna stick with the A's. No, for
You say the A's?
Not for
Like the Athletics?
They're still a team? No, just
no.
Yeah, they have
I mean
uniforms and everything.
not
It's
the
great.
Angels. I meant the Angels. Only because my old SID up at LCSC. That's her favorite team. So
did you say the Angels or the A's?
Angels.
Angels.
I meant the Angels.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because I don't think people in Oakland are A's fans.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I mean, you don't meet those very often.
No, I was like, that's good for you if you are.
Oh, you're the guy I keep hearing about. You're the one. All right. Well, good for you. All right, Hagerman on the return. And Classy stopped shy of the 30. Yeah, I'm a Dodger guy.
I figured if you're a Rams fan, too.
Rams, Dodgers, Lakers, Kings.
Yep. Like I said, that's my father-in-law to a T.
And that's only because when, I was like 5 or 6. I mean, I was a kid that knew all his teams before I knew the alphabet type deal.
Absolutely.
And so the Rams became my first ever team that I ever liked, and in my little 5-6-year-old brain, it's like they're the Los Angeles Rams. Okay, well then I guess I have to like the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Los Angeles Lakers, and I did, starting at that age, and never changed.
As long as people are loyal, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I don't care who you cheer for as long as you're loyal. Although Dodgers fans, broke my heart as Yankees fans too.
I didn't want to say anything, but
I just didn't talk to my father-in-law for a good 2 weeks or so.
That was a great World Series. Maven Camp to his left, trying to buy some time. Fires down the field, looking for Knight. Incomplete. No flag in the secondary, but we have a flag near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and kind of hard to say if there was contact on that pass.
Holding against Hagerman. So that's going to march him back 10. I didn't want to say anything, but how about game 1?
Oh, man. I mean, I turned it off the second crack hit in the 9th inning, but what a game. No, really, it was about as good of a game as you can. I mean, the whole world watching because of the two Goliaths of baseball meeting for the first time since, 1956 or whatever?
Yeah, and boy, did Joe Davis have a call on that one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's been holding that one in for, for forever.
Gibby, meet Freddie.
Yep.
Play action. Maven Camp under duress again, and down he goes.
Yeah, and it's Peter Story getting back there again. Getting close to double-digit sacks.
I believe he's surpassed his total from last year with ease.
Easily.
And Maven Camp got up a little gingerly on that one. Of course, he has been absolutely tormented in that backfield. Second down and 25. And we've said that quite a bit, it seems. Straight back, draw play, and nowhere to go. Knapp on the carry. And I believe that was Story. No, it wasn't Story. It was 48.
Yeah, Josh Prince on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, good play by Prince.
Yeah, would have clogged up the middle on that draw.
Timeout taken by Hagerman. And, boy, you really can't say enough about this Logos defense. You know, and it's granted, it's going to take Hagerman a hot minute to get it figured out, to figure out how they're going to replace everybody that they lost. I mean, they do have Maven Camp and, a rising star in Case and Knight, a sophomore. But, they've got some things to work out. This is, I don't think, indicative of how their season's going to go, but I'm certain it exposed some things that they're going to have to fix real quickly.
Yeah, and I think it's starting with the line. The defensive line for Logos has just been killer, it seems, and pushing those guys back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can see that Logos, they're a team that they have their identity. Even though they lost people, like you said earlier, they have a good core back that they returned that they still maintain their identity. They're not searching.
And they're still one of the top 8-man teams in the state. Both of these teams are. You know, because when you start talking about 8-man football, you know, the conversation obviously right now begins and ends with Kendrick. And Butte County was in that mix until Kendrick absolutely dismantled them last night. But these are the two other teams.
Yeah, and Hagerman will see Kendrick in 2 weeks. They have a 1-week tune-up, I guess you could call it, against Chalice, and then Kendrick is coming.
Maven Camp running for his life again. Is that a safety? Tackled at the goal line. I think they're going to mark him down. Forward progress at the 1.
Good thing, too. I don't think Hagerman can handle having a safety on him with everything that's been going on up to this point.
My word. The sacked yardage lost in this game is, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. I mean, honestly, we're talking 20 yards a pop. I mean, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we're nearing 100 yards in sacked yardage lost.
When I look at last year, Maven Camp had 320 yards. It'll take him 4 or 5 games to even
get
get
back
100.
to 0.
Yeah, oh man.
So it'll be 4th down, and they're going to kick it from the back of their own end zone. And somehow, that kick no more than 2 yards off the ground made it all the way out to the 34, and that's where Logos will take over with 6:58 to play in this one.
Yeah, and it looks like we got a flag on like the 5-yard line over by Hagerman.
Let's check the penalty.
I think just a little extracurricular activities going on between some opponents.
And it looks like it might be some offsetting. Unsportsmanlike on both teams. We'll forget it happened, and Logos will have the football. Logos 1st and 10 from the Hagerman 33-yard line. Leading it 28-8, under 7 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. And down to about the 26. Goes Sensing, and Klossy with the tackle, but a good gain on 1st down.
Yeah, and if I had to guess, Logos is just going to keep doing that, run down the clock like they did the 1st quarter until this game is over.
And if you're Hagerman, you're saying, you know what, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
You know, let's just get out of here. And
It's been an exhausting one for them.
It has. And figure out how to right this ship, and we'll try it again next week. False start is the call against Logos.
False start.
Sensing picking his way inside the 30.
Oh my goodness.
And Adam Nelson again.
Yeah, almost looked like he was going to suplex him for a second.
And that'll bring up third down, third and about 5 for Logos. As the clock continues to run, 5.5 minutes to go in this one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Sensing. Nice move inside the 20, knocked out of bounds around the 18. That's going to be a first down. Colossi got to him. But the sticks move for Logos as they are in the red zone. Covington back in at quarterback. And on the sweep, this is Mallory. And Mallory hit and dropped at the 10, and a late penalty flag.
Yeah, that was
Nelson again.
Nelson.
Let's see
Good
the call.
tackle, but a little push after the play. And he was
the officials are talking about it, and I wouldn't be surprised if they waved it off.
I was going to say, if it is his second, that would mean he's gone for the first half of next week, right? Second unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, yeah, I guess assuming that the offsetting penalties, it was on him. Personal foul here. And
so it might be okay.
Yeah.
If
so
it was
that's
it. Yep.
That was it. So Nelson's out at the 4:49 mark with his, I believe, his second personal foul.
Which, who knows what that can do next week in the first half, being their most important defensive piece.
First and goal. Touchdown. Into the end zone goes Sam Rigney.
Yeah, nice little quick pass there. Walk into the touchdown.
And it's 34-8, 2-point conversion upcoming. Covington to his right, to the end zone, knocked away and incomplete. That was Kason Knight knocking it down for the Pirates, but 6 more on the board. 34-8 is your score. 4:44 to go. We'll take a break. Be right back to Hagerman after this.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
4:44 left to go in this one. Dallin Fryer, Tyson Chapman, and I'm Scott Burton live on IdahoSports.com. And this one has been all Logos right from the start. And it hasn't been that Hagerman hasn't had their chances. They just didn't capitalize when they had the opportunity. And Logos has kind of flexed a little bit of muscle physicality-wise anyway, especially on that defensive line. And the offense for Hagerman just non-existent this afternoon in the opener.
Yeah, I think that first play from Hagerman really punched Logos in the mouth, and now they're really answering back.
Little Monday Night Football never hurt anybody.
You're just getting us hyped.
That's exactly right. All right, the kickoff taken at the 20-yard line by Xander Senarusa. And you got to be impressed with the coverage team from Logos, as they have not allowed Hagerman to really get much on any returns. And when we say returns, it's going to be kickoff returns, not punts, because they haven't punted the football yet. I don't think, have they?
Not to my memory.
Well, Hagerman, with 4.5 to go, will try to get a little positive momentum going towards the end of this ball game, something to carry over into next week. So 2 receivers to the right. Knight in the backfield. Maven Camp to pass. In trouble again. Gets a chip block from Knight. Maven Camp lowers the shoulder out across the 35. A gain of 11 and a first down for Hagerman. Boy, credit Knight coming back and getting that block that freed Maven Camp.
Yeah, that was a great chip block right there. Help him get a few extra yards, not do the same story of going backwards.
And again, helps negate the yards lost from sacks all day today.
Exactly.
Boy. So first down for Hagerman from their own 39-yard line. Clock continues to run, 3:40 to go. Toss, Knight, left side. Great open field tackle on that far side by Ezra Schaefer. No gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10 for Hagerman. 3.5 to go.
Last year, this Logos defense allowed 18 points per game, and as we see them against what we perceive will be a very good Hagerman team throughout this season, the imprint they're making tonight or this afternoon is really setting a tone that I think they can carry throughout the whole season for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of growth here for both of these teams, and especially on Hagerman's side of the football, and they've got a veteran coach, a talented quarterback, and they'll get it together. They just got to figure themselves out, and they will. And another sack, and I believe, 7 of the 8 Logos defenders were in on that sack.
Yeah, that was Jesse Christensen, number 55, getting in there first, stopping him, slowing him down, so everyone else could get in there and gang tackle.
Ezra Schaefer was the only one that didn't sack him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is even their second team defensive line still making an impact.
Third down and 10. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Maven Camp out in the flat, overthrows Knight, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, and that's just another rough one right through the hands right there.
Well, you can tell this Hagerman offense is going to run through Maven Camp and Knight.
For sure.
And it's, they're going to have to get some timing issues figured out, like you guys were talking about. The offensive line is going to have to get some things figured out. But, it makes you wonder, they're not going to go against, many people like Peter Story. So it will get a little bit easier for Hagerman as they try to navigate through this non-conference schedule before they get into their conference play. Maven Camp hit and dropped again.
Yeah, and that was Zane Holloway getting in there, it seemed.
And turnover on downs, and that's just kind of how it went. We are under 2 minutes to go. And I don't think Hagerman is interested in stopping the clock. And if Logos wanted just to take a knee a couple of times, I'm sure they'd let him do it.
Yeah, just so Hagerman can get back to the drawing board and fix these issues that they're dealing with.
Yeah, and this is why you have non-conference games to start the season, you know, and it's not going to hurt you in the standings, but boy, it will expose some of your weaknesses and things you have to work on. And, you know, and the same thing for Logos. I mean, even Logos came out here and dominated this football game. You know, there's some things that they've got to work on too, and a lot of that stuff is, you know, self-imposed penalties, you know, trying to figure out what are they going to do if somebody shuts their run down because they basically stayed on the ground 99% of the time today. What are they going to do in the passing game? You know, those kinds of things are what you feel out in the first part of the season before you get to your conference. And Logos is a team, like we talked about, in that White Pine League, dealing with teams like Kendrick and Prairie, who had a good year last year, Kamei, who had a good year last year. And Logos is the one that came away with the league title because they beat Kendrick, but Kendrick came away with the state title. And right up the middle goes Sensing.
Brody Mose with the tackle.
And Brody Mose with the tackle, as you probably heard. Brody Mose, the freshman.
I guess that's another nice part about this is you get some younger guys out here, some experience with this varsity play.
Well, especially in the first game of the season, that's all you could ever ask for as a coach.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. You know, the thing about sports, coaching, playing, and they're going to take a knee and we're going to run this thing out. Coaching, playing is that you can't get too high and you can't get too low. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And if you are on emotional capacity, high or low, boy, it is going to be a long season. And I wish we could get that message out to parents sometimes too.
Yeah.
You know? But, you know, that's one of the lessons I learned in coaching for almost 30 years is you got to figure out a way to be even keel. And for Hagerman to walk away from this, yeah, sure, disappointed, saw some things, maybe, you know, nobody wants to get embarrassed on their home field in the opener, but you can't get too worked up about it. You go back and, like you said, to the drawing board and let's figure this thing out, because right now you are in control of a bunch of young men who are probably a little emotional, and you got to control that, and that's part of being a head coach, and that's like not the high, not the low. So, you know, Coach Hicks will get it figured out for Hagerman, but a great start for Logos as you hear the buzzer sound, and Logos is going to make the long drive from Moscow and beat Hagerman 34-8, and that's going to make that long bus ride a heck of a lot sweeter. Well, as the teams shake hands, we will take a quick break. Be right back with the post game right after this.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Welcome back to Hagerman High School. Scott Burton alongside Dallin Fryer, Tyson Chapman. Final score 34-8. Logos with the victory over Hagerman. And to recap the scoring in the first quarter, it was Logos getting on the board first at the 4:30 mark in the first quarter. A 6-yard run by Mallory. 2-point conversion, no good. 6-0 Logos. And then after the kickoff, one play is all it took for Hagerman to get on the board and take the lead. Maven Camp tonight for 80 yards. The 2-point conversion is good, and Hagerman had their only lead of the game, 8-6. Later in the first quarter, 1:35 left to go. It was Logos and Covington on a 51-yard run that put Logos back on top, 14-8. move to the second quarter. The only score there was Greaser, a 39-yard punt return. And Logos leads 22-8 moving into the second half. Nothing to speak of there in that third quarter. And then in the fourth, a couple of more touchdowns for Logos at the 9:21 mark. Mallory, a 5-yard run, and it's 28-8. And then with 4:44 to go, another touchdown, and it's 34-8, and that is your final. Well, we've got one item of business here to, well, discuss briefly, and we kind of did off air, and it didn't take very long, and that's our IdahoSports.com player of the game. And Tyson?
Yeah, Peter's story. Talk about a story. All the puns intended on that one. Yeah, he had to have been close to double-digit sacks this game, and I think he was the ignition to their defense. He was the first guy making those sacks in the beginning, and then as the game went on, more and more of those defensive linemen were getting back there, causing problems for Maven Camp and company.
Yeah, he's kind of like the Aaron Donald equivalent, because he changes your schematics up front, because you've got to commit another guy to that, and then next thing you know, teammates getting in there. And it's just one of those things, and boy, he helped anchor that defensive line and really cause problems for Hagerman offensively, as they never really could get it going. So, congratulations to Tyson Story, our player of the game in the opener at Hagerman High School. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Hagerman. Make sure you turn in tonight, 7 p.m., as my cohorts, Dallin and Tyson, are going to have Fruitland and Kimberly, and you don't want to miss that one. 2 4A powerhouses battling it out at Kimberly High School. Kickoff scheduled for 7. It's going to be Dallin on the play-by-play and Tyson on the color, right, guys?
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right, so that's why they didn't talk a whole lot today, because they're saving their voices for tonight, and it's going to be a good one. I'll be tuning in as well. But for here, this one's in the books. 34-8 is your final. So for Dallin Fryer, Tyson Chapman, Paul Kingsbury, who's joined us up here in the Crow's Nest, and everyone else behind the scenes at IdahoSports.com, my name is Scott Burton. Thanks for joining us, and so long, everybody.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com Game Streams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly prohibited.